Hi everybody, how y'all doing? Okay, so this is a situation that can be applied in lots of different directions, a couple of different ways. Now, I have a family member who is a carpenter, and he sets doors, and he does all kinds of really beautiful like work on wood inside the house, like the detailing and stuff. But he knows how to do everything. He can build a house from scratch, but that's what he does now, is mostly hangs doors, I think. But anyways, he tells me lots of stories about what people do sometimes when, they're going through their building house thing. And when I used to work in JCPenney, in their salon as a massage therapist, this would come up a lot, the same issue, with the hairdressers there. And so I could see how some of these can kind of apply in similar ways. And basically, it's the idea of if a person who's providing you a service of some variety, that has something to do with a personal taste of something or not, like you can like the way someone puts together certain things in a house, or you can like or dislike, the way that someone has done your hair. Once you're dissatisfied, what do you do? Okay, so most salons will let you come back and, try to do something for you. I mean, whatever it is. But there's always this tension of, do you go back to the same person because you had a bad haircut already from them? Why, put yourself in the hands of that same, stylist that some clients would ask for someone else altogether. And that people were taught, well, you should be happy that they're coming back to the salon itself. It doesn't have to necessarily be you. And, to be glad that they still will, have some of their business to do with the salon or not. And I remember watching how many sort of tiffs or just being irritated with, sometimes the choices that the clients made, because it kind of hurts your pride or whatever. And it's one of those things where you can't glue hair back on unless obviously you're doing extensions, but it's like there's no way really that you can remedy it. You're just kind of like making it livable so that the person can grow their hair out or whatever. We're obviously changing the color. Oh my gosh. So that similar principle when someone is working on a house, he tells me all these ridiculous stories of like the really bad treatment sometimes that clients give him. And he's the kind of person that he's got patience for miles, but he also has a lot of integrity. A lot of people, they don't anywhere have near as close to his patience or his integrity. And I've always had this thought, whenever I'm like interacting with any kind of a service person, I don't care whether it's a waiter or someone who's across any desk from me doing anything, I look at them and I think, they're probably tired from standing. They're sick of hearing everybody's complaints. They just, would rather not be bothered. And so I always like smile and I'm really nice because I figure, they're going to help me, but I should make that easy for them instead of like just, fussing. So I think the same thing is true of the way that if you have someone in your home, like you have someone who comes and maybe babysits or cleans your house or, rebuilds something there or whatever, that you would always treat them with a great respect because they're in control of the final product that you receive, right? I mean, everybody knows that sick joke of like waiters and waitresses doing disgusting things to your food. which I've worked in kitchens, and no, no. It, I mean, I think that's an urban fable, but I think it has happened, or people have suspected it, so, you know, nasty stories get around. But no. Maybe it was just the kitchens I was in, but no. Anyways, people aren't that mean. Maybe some people are, I don't know. But never in the kitchens I worked in. So, but yeah, being in control of that final product, like, people can get sort of vindictive sometimes and kind of like fix you good, so to say. And then they're not there usually when that's discovered. So, you know, if they're kind of irritated with the way that they've been treated, it's going to show in the work that they provide, right? The service that they've done. So then what do you do? Do you call that person back and say, you know, I wasn't satisfied with what you did, and I already paid this amount, and here's what I thought you were going to do, and here's what you did, and, you know, I want you to come back and fix it. Well, if you've been the fussy one that was mean from the beginning, that they didn't like you very much, so they didn't really take care of you well, you're probably also going to be the kind of person who doesn't want them to come back to your house. You know, just like the clients who would say, I don't want that same hairdresser who already messed it up. And, you know, get into some sort of recompense kind of a thing of, you know, saying, you know, that they want for the people who messed it up not to fix it because they don't trust them any longer, but rather instead to pay for another group to come in and, you know, fix the service that was messed up by them. And one of the interesting things about that is that it's totally humiliating, and it doesn't give, you know, the person any chance to restore back their integrity. And it's like completely emasculating. But it's like, yeah, it's a very vengeful thing to do, rather than, you know, to sort of say, would you come back and fix it? And if they would only be nice, right? But that would they ask for more money, like to fix something that they messed up? So that's my question. I want to know, like, if you've had something weird like that happen to you, like, you know, you've gotten your hair cut, do you go back to the same person? Or has someone come to fix your sink and they've messed it up, and you call someone else, or you want them to pay back, or whatever. Which reminds me of my wonderful fix-it man, David, and I adore him. And he gave me the coolest Hawaiian flashlight. I'll have to show it to you sometime. I love this flashlight because it's like a mag light, but it's like feminine. Anyway, I think he's brilliant because, well, not only is he really nice, and he's extremely, like, he never asks too much money for anything. He gets a lot of calls that he keeps, right? And it was some vacation weekend. I don't remember what it was. And of course, something in our house had broken, and he was here. And someone called him up, and while he's in the middle of fixing, I don't remember what article it was in our house, he's asking sort of very, like, questions that are just, he can't really even get a word in edgewise, right? Like, I could tell, like, he was being cut off in speech. And then he just simply says, I'm sorry, I don't have time to argue with you. I love that. I'm like, oh my gosh, David, you're the best ever, ever, ever. And he is. So I hope that you have no time to argue with anyone. And I'd love to hear back if you've had experiences like this, what you've done, and what you think about, you know, how people can make things good after something's gone wrong or whatever. And wish you all the right blessings of peace.